Hey, what is going on, all you fantastic and amazing people, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I want to talk about a post that caught my attention while browsing the Fallout 76 Reddit the other day. This post has a lot of interesting ideas in it, and I kind of really wanted to share it with you guys. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get straight into it. But the post reads this: Adventure Mode, PvP, and Workshops. Yeah, I think it's time for that conversation again. This is my personal belief on the matter and should be only taken as such. I think it's time that Bethesda removes PvP from Adventure Mode altogether and set it aside for a fully separate mode dedicated to the PvP community. Personally, I believe it would also remove the bad faith players who aren't interested in PvP and are only here to ruin other players' in-game enjoyment, due in part by removing their ability to harm other players indirectly with punji board stacks or explosive bait. Now, about those workshops, those need to be updated to reflect the population growth of Appalachia. There are 22 workshops in Appalachia that could easily be changed to outpost. For the three current factions in the wasteland, each outpost would have public events to build defenses and fend off waves of increasingly more powerful and increasingly larger groups of enemies. Upon completion, the players would be rewarded with scrap that was originally associated with that former workshop. Hemlock Hole's maintenance would reward players with acid, gold, crystal, along with standard random legendary reward and a set currency reward. I would recommend that the Settler and Raider outpost also reward faction reputation to give players who are still working on that rep grind another avenue to grind out reputation. Make these events scale too. The more players at an outpost defending it, the more enemies show up, the better the reward payout. So I think this post has some phenomenal ideas and very good ideas. And I'm gonna kind of give my opinion on some stuff and break it down. So the first thing that the post talked about was removing PvP from adventure mode, setting the PvP aside for a fully separate mode that's dedicated to the PvP community. And to be honest, I agree. I think taking PvP out of Fallout 76 adventure mode would be very beneficial to Fallout 76, because sometimes you do have problem with trap bases where people will exploit the punji board stacks, and sometimes people do troll with the explosive bait. Removing PvP would essentially remove all griefing from Fallout 76, which I think is a very good thing. And I also think it's a good idea to set aside that PvP for a fully separate game mode, kind of like a survival mode, if you will, geared towards the more hardcore players. Kind of like when we had survival mode for the short period of time that we had it. And in all honesty, I noticed that most players don't even participate in the PvP events that are already in the game, like Monster Mash, and most people don't even PvP over workshops. And to be honest, I don't think most of the player base for Fallout 76 enjoys PvP. I think there are some people out there who enjoy it, but it is definitely not a selling point of the game. But I do think it would be a good idea to take the PvP out of Fallout 76 and set that aside for a more hardcore community or a survival server, if you will. Something that I would definitely play because I definitely do love hardcore survival games myself. So, yeah. The second thing that this post talks about is turning workshops into outpost, essentially where a workshop will now be owned by a faction instead of just a random player who claims that workshop. And to be honest, I think that's a really good idea too. Workshops in Fallout 76 are either, from what I have seen, all owned by one player, or nobody owns them at all. And 90% of the time, nobody owns the workshop at all, and the workshops kind of just sit there. And the only time people really go towards the workshops is to do the events where you have to defend the workshop for some easy XP and stuff like that. And to be honest, I think if they were workshops were owned by factions and you then had to defend those outposts, if you will, from various waves of enemy, I definitely think that could make for some seriously fun content, because the content would be rewarding. Like this person said in the post, if you defended Hemlock Hole maintenance, it would reward you with acid, gold, and crystals. And I picture if you defended that ammunition factory, you might get rewarded with ammo or something like that. Or maybe tokens to redeem for ammo types. I mean, we already have to defend workshops from creatures in the first place. So setting up a faction at a workshop and then changing workshops to outposts really wouldn't be too outlandish of an idea or too crazy of an idea. And I think it would make for some seriously fun content. But anyways guys, that's gonna do it for this video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, drop a like, comment, and subscribe, as it really does help the channel grow. Let me know if you guys think this is a good idea in the comment section down below. Do you think Fallout 76 PvP mode should be removed? Do you think the idea for changing workshops to outposts is really cool? Let me know all that down below. Love you all. Hope to see you back here in the next one. But until then, remember to stay awesome, and bye bye everybody. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.